Hi, this is Donnie Vaughn. I'm going to continue our second part of the video tutorial on how to create a form. When we left, we had just created the first box here that kind of comes up when you start a new form. It's the page, the title of the form, if you will. And now we start to build it. And there's different fields like I showed you earlier. You can use some of the name and date and all that stuff. You can use those. If you hit name, for instance, you can see how it pops up when I click that. The little blue box pops up, first and last name. If you don't like have to create the first and last name and they do it side by side, then you can simply delete that and go up here to the standard fields and hit a single line of text. And when you do that, it says it's untitled, and then you go over here to edit that, and then on the field name you get to first name. Now what's the difference in doing that is that now we do another single line of text and it can go down below that. Now you may decide, okay, what I don't want is to have to do it twice, so what I'll say is enter your first and last name, so you can kind of put it all into one. So the standard field just gives you just a box that you can title it to whatever you want it to be. The advanced field gives you that built in. Same thing with your address. If you hit address, it automatically populates with all that information. If you're doing a form that you think, I don't want them to have to enter their country every time because they're in Texas or they're in zip, then don't use the advanced field. Instead, just create you a box that's a single line text, and you could put on here, it says I just want your address. Okay. And you may decide, hey, I just want to do that, and I'm going to do. The great thing is you can duplicate, and you notice right as soon as it does it, right below that, it duplicates it, and I can edit that, and I can say address number 2, for apartments and stuff like that. You see that a lot. So you're building it that way. You can do drop downs, and I play around with these a lot. You could say select. I always say make this select your country of choice, for our foreign missions page. And then over here, we can say Africa. But notice that what happens is, if this is kind of simulates what it looks like, I like to kind of start the first one is with a select one. So it kind of helps people know that they're supposed to do something here. And we're going to go China. Okay, let's just put a couple on there. You can add more by hitting the plus sign, and you can go to South America. You can put on here that says your first choice will be considered but not final, or something like that. You can add some different text. You can then make it required or not required, and when you're done, you can simply, if you just close that, it'll do that. Now again, there's different pricing fields and things like that. It doesn't work like in e-commerce, but you can have it total up things. You can just play around with that. I won't get into that. There's different radio buttons where you can have it. You can click different little circles, different things that you can do with this. Now, once you've got the form saved, if you hit save form, notice what it'll come up with is it'll say, hey, let's preview this form. You can preview it. And this is what the form looks like. You see the drop down, and you see even let's get going button is right there. So we close that out, and we can set up email notifications. And so this is where it goes to the notifications section. And if you'll notice, we were in the form editor, now we're in the notifications. This is help@ocs.org. Don't worry about this whirly system. That's just kind of a default, so you want to change that every time. This here is, it's going to new submission form, and it kind of defaults to the form title. This is when it comes to you, so whoever you want this to go to. So when we fill out a form, it goes to David in the missions office, then that's what it'll go to. And I just have it list all the fields so that whatever they fill out, their name and address, phone number, it just lists all of that information there. And then when you're done, you can say the settings, and then what we'll do, we'll put this on the page, but I have time to show you this, but we can put this form on the missions page and have people fill it out, and it's a good way to use the form.